As most of you already realize, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm officially known by my family as Fommy, which actually stands for Father Mommy. My wife works full-time. I stay home with the kids, do stuff around the house. I'm kind of the repairman, the diaper change, you name it, I do it. And I really don't mind it. Now, sometimes it can get overwhelming, a little bit frustrated, probably no more than it was today. As a matter of fact, the last few days around the house, there's been kind of a funny smell coming out of my son's room, which he's 13, so yeah, funny smells come out of boys' room. But anyway, we've been trying to track that down. We've gone through the room, tore it all apart, cleaned it up, and done everything we need to do. Could not find the smell. I began to kind of suspect that maybe we're having some plumbing issues again underneath the house. Now, in this country house we live in, we've got a crawl space and a maximum about 2 feet high, so I always dread having to go under there and do anything, but it was about time. So I get up early this morning, crawl in the house before it got very hot, looked around, did not really find any major problems. There was a drain that was leaking a little bit, just kind of need to go ahead and address that. So I decided, well, I'll run in the store, get the stuff, we'll get that done. So I grabbed my 5-year-old, just turned 5, Maya, carry her with me to the store, and we pick up everything we need, come back home. I've got my 13-year-old and my 17-year-old teenagers here, and I go in and I tell them, hey, look, I've got to go underneath the house. I got to fix this drain issue. While I'm gone, be sure that Maya stays inside. Again, 5-year-old Maya, be sure she stays inside. She's not allowed to go outside. I said the pool is nasty. She wants to get in the kiddie pool. Pool's nasty, so don't let her go outside. Just keep an eye on her for me. I then in turn told them I'm going to be disconnecting the drain in here underneath the kitchen sink, so don't run any water in here. Just hang on. I'll do this as quick as I can, but again, stay out of the water. Nobody outside. Don't use any water in here going on the house. I go in the house. It was just as awful as I thought it was. Kind of army crawl like this right here, all the way under, struggling, eating mud, whatever. Just I hate it. But anyway, I had to go under there and do it. Get all my stuff drug under there. While I'm in there, immediately the first thing I start to hear is I hear the back door of the house opening and closing up top. So I go ahead and bang on the bottom of the floor and I say, hey, whoever's going outside, quit. I don't know if they can really hear me or not, but I keep telling them. So I hear the door open and shut a few times. Finally, I don't hear that anymore, so I assume everything's okay. Probably just one of my teenagers stepping in or out, my daughter running to the car, I don't know. So I think the best of that. Well, in just a few moments, I get the drain completely cut loose. I've got everything ready to go. Got all my PVC assembled over here to the side. Getting ready to hook everything up, and I hear the toilet flush. So about what that's all about. And so because I've got the drain unhooked, it's kind of leaning back, so I get the toilet flush all over me. Again, I'm pretty much defenseless. I'm laying in the mud right now. Toilet water on me, that's not any fun. So immediately I start kind of reaching up my foot and kicking the floor, screaming, stop, 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 stop. Don't run the water, stop. I don't know who's doing it. In just a minute, aside from that, I hear the sink come on in the kitchen, okay? Now that's exactly where I'm working. The sink comes on in the kitchen and water is just now pouring out straight out of the pipe from the kitchen up above me. Again, soaking the ground all over me. I'm getting wet again. I'm about as mad as I can possibly be. I start kicking the floor again. Stop, stop, stop. I told you not to do that. I've actually got a sign drawn out that I had hung over the kitchen sink that says, don't use the water, okay? Don't turn on the water. Anyway, somebody's doing that, so I'm very aggravated. Finally, the moral of the story, it gets a little bit better. Everybody quits using the water. Everybody stops going in and out. So I reassemble everything. It actually looked pretty good. I'm not a bad plumber. Get everything fixed up. I start belly crawling out from under the house, dragging my tools along in a bag behind me. Get out of the house. Get out from underneath the crawl space. Get me a big breath of fresh air. Look down. Of course, I'm soaking wet from head to toe. Mud all over me. Spider webs wrapped around my head. But at least the job is done, so I'm pretty happy about that. I come out of that crawl space door. There's a little hatch that opens and closes so I can get out. So I come out of the crawl space door, come on around the house, and as I'm about to go up onto the back porch to go inside, something catches my attention. I turn to my right and look across the yard there at the kiddie pool, and my 5-year-old is in the kiddie pool, okay? So that within itself, you can understand, that is an absolute no-no. I said not to get in the pool. The pool is nasty. I'm already aggravated because my teenagers apparently didn't pay any attention to the fact that she went outside. But here's really the icing on the cake, and this is a big cake, folks, and it's got icing all over it. She's not only in the kiddie poo, which is nasty. She's not only outside, which she's not supposed to be. She's absolutely, completely butt naked. Okay? You may say naked. I say naked. She's butt naked. Now, I immediately go running toward her because I'm completely beside myself out, put out by this. I go running toward her, and when I get closer to the kiddie pool, I realize she's not only outside in the kiddie pool, butt naked, but she had a plan, folks. She had taken her clothes off, everything, taken off her shirt, her pants, her underwear, and folded them and laid them on the ground beside the pool, meaning that she thought she could take off her clothes, get in the pool, go swimming, and then I guess put her clothes back on and go back in the house, and I wouldn't know any better. I don't know if she knew where I even was, but she thought she could get by with it. So I take care of that situation, get her in the house. I start yelling for my teenagers to come out. Over and over I call. They don't come. Finally, I go into my daughter's room. She's, of course, like every teenager, she's on her phone, scrolling around, listening to music. And I say, look at me. Look at what has happened to me. Who flushed the toilet? Who ran the sink? She don't know anything about it. I then turn around and say, okay, where is Maya, the 5-year-old? She don't know. I said, I'll give you a hint. Come here and look. I bring her to the kitchen. There stands Maya on the back mat, soaking wet and naked, and I'm holding her clothes. You fill in the blanks, folks. This has been the life of Fommy, and unfortunately, this is an average day. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, each of you, like I would say on my other channel, stay stronger, friends.